Morning. So I think the word design is such an interesting one. To some of us, can everyone hear me properly? Okay, how about now? Okay, awesome. I'll try. Alright, so I think the word design is such an interesting one. It's both a verb and a noun, right? To some, it's a science, and to others, it's an art. Why is that? So you find that response is usually influenced by a number of things. For some of us, it's our background, for some, it's our education, and for some, it's our experiences. I'm sure when many of us hear the word design, some of the first things that come to mind is probably painting, some beautifully designed interface, or just a product that looks really great. And to some people, what comes to mind is actually an artist with a sketch pad. That's fine. And I believe that's one of the main reasons why a lot of people confine designs within the box of aesthetics, making things look pretty, making them look beautiful, right? Now, truth is, this limiting belief of thinking design is simply about making things beautiful is one of the main reasons why a lot of products and services feel woefully in our world today. You see, your assumption of design is not absolutely wrong, or it's not totally right either. So on a very high level, yes, design is about aesthetics. Design is how things work, how things look, how they feel. But on a second level, if you take a deeper look, it's also about how it works, how it makes your customers feel, what experiences they get to, have when they interact with whatever you bring into the world. Steve Jobs once said something that design isn't only about how things look and feel, it's also about how they work. So for me, design really is a creative process of creating solutions to all sorts of problems, so big and large. And in some cases, it's as simple as even optimizing a solution that's already existent. Design. For me, it's also the seeing, feeling, and in a sense, trying to experience as much as possible things I come in contact with on a daily basis. So you can always constantly improve things that a lot of us might have become habituated to. And you find that it's very, very applicable in our daily lives. In every single thing we do, there's some element of design. In how we eat, in the things we watch, in the things we wear. It's also very applicable within our businesses. You find businesses that really thrive are those that have found a way to optimize, to design their process in such a way that they're able to create more and more meaningful connections with whoever their perceived customers are. So like I said, it's an approach where you're creating solutions and really involving your customers, involving your users in that process with you. Which leads me to a form of design that I've come to fall in love with over the years. It's called human-centered design. And the reason why I love it so much is because, just like the word says, it's highly human-centered. It's really about creating solutions with your customer in mind. It's about creating solutions in collaboration wherever your user, your perceived customer is. And you will find that when human-centered design is done right, it's one of the most important reasons why we've come to love a lot of the things we love today, from the phones we use, to the clothes we wear, to the meals we eat, just like I earlier said. So what it really does is, because it's so human-centered, it takes into consideration every single touch point you can imagine. And its most important purpose is to keep on exciting, to keep on delighting you, to make sure in your journey to find whatever benefit it is that you're searching for, it's a beautiful experience for you. So, and it's a process that can really be used by literally anyone. Think of it, a scientist, a barber, an engineer, a mathematician. There is some element of design in everything we do. And if we look at it very closely, we can actually break it down into a number of processes that is applicable for everyone. Now, the very first one is research. I'll run through this very quickly. Research being the first is the most critical because you find You cannot create solutions for your users outside of the world in which they exist. You have to be in it with them. So during that phase is where you're able to do a number of things. The first one really being able to crystallize who is it you're solving for. And then secondly, trying to understand what is the problem you're trying to solve for them. And very importantly, where a lot of people miss it, is trying to understand how they want it to be solved for them. Then you move on to the next stage of ideating. To me, this is the phase where you let go of your feathers. Whatever it is that holds you down, let go of it. Because it's in here you're actually able to truly visualize all of the possibilities. Whatever ideas you think it is, you're able to bring it together at that point in time. And only when that is truly done is when you can then start to test your assumptions. Does it work? How would your user like to enjoy whatever it is you're trying to create? And when you're done with that, you then move on to the prototyping phase. In prototyping, really, it's about you, think of it like a litmus test, where whatever it is you've zoned in on, you actually put it to a test of truth, to understand and to better identify if it's even possible that this is the utopia your user seeks. And when you're done with that, you then move on to your So one of the benefits of actually doing that is, apart from it being a major cost saver for you, it's also where you're able to tell right on spot on whether or not you're actually on track, or whether you need to take a number of steps back to figure out where you got it wrong. And then when you're done with that is when you put your solution out into the world. Whatever it is, like I said, it could be a process, it could be a product, it could be anything. And it's during that phase you then put your products in the hands of the end users to really understand how do you use it, how do you interact with it, what are the things we can make improvements on. So you see that truly design is not something that is confined just within the walls of how things look and how they feel. It's really, like I said, how you're able to create solutions to things both big and small for every little thing you can think of on a daily basis. Thank you very much. My name is Morakinyo Adejare, and I am a designer.